Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. If you're a new member, could you please smash that like and subscribe button? It helps other people know when they post videos. Well, today we're taking a look back at week 28. And week 28, I did something called an egg fast, and I had no clue as to what the heck an egg fast was. So, when following along Keto Rewind, at some point she had done an egg fast, and I wanted to see how she did it, and then I did some researching, and I wanted to know what it was and how long you had to do it for. So I started doing the egg fast that particular week. It consisted of eating at least 6 to 8 eggs a day with 1 tablespoon of butter per egg and 1 ounce of cheese per egg. And you ate when you're hungry. When you were not hungry, you stopped. And then you had to eat like 1 egg at least 1 hour after you got up in the morning. And you could have a bulletproof coffee, as I recall. And that was a coffee made up of a tablespoon of butter. But anyways, I tried it and I didn't hack it. And now I continue to this day. Whatever I'm doing it right, because I continue to enjoy my coffee today. I've always made my coffee the same way. I put a little bit of light cream in it, and I put monk fruit in it. And so what I did during that egg fast, I felt like I was gonna get ready to cackle there, and I had a little funny thing I did with some eggs there, like I had eggs coming out of my ears, and I almost was gonna take an egg and crack it over my head there, but that would have made one heck of a mess behind my green screen, and I'm gonna be cleaning that up. My wife would be bitching at me. So that took care of that idea, but be that as it may, I can remember making, because fried eggs have always been my favorite, and then I made some egg bites, the Starbucks copycat style egg bites in the Instant Pot. Those were all right, but I think it was the silicone that gave it a weird taste. So I've only beaten those about 2 or 3 times, and then I made the famous not meatloaf, but egg loaf, and that was consisted of 1 block of cheese and 8 eggs into the food processor. Blended that all together with a little bit of vanilla extract and a little bit of cinnamon, and then I popped that into the oven, and it came out like an egg loaf, like kind of like a French toast style egg loaf. Then I ate it with a little bit of maple syrup on it, and I bought that maple syrup from Chalk Zero, and that was pretty good. And then of course scrambled eggs and then omelets, and then poached eggs and any kind of egg possibility that you could think of for the whole entire week, making anything with eggs. But after about 3 or 4 days, I couldn't hack eggs anymore. But I did pretty well. That first week there, I lost like 9 pounds, and I couldn't figure out what was going on that week with the scale. The scale was all over the place the first few days. And how I know like the egg fast is working, typically when I do a beef and butter fast, and we'll talk about that later on in another video. I lost like 9 pounds that week, and I think it was like 6 pounds, maybe something like that. But I had it in the document when I was filming the video. I re-edited the video last night, and this is just a follow-up to that video. And I was very happy and pleased with it. I did a lot of walking that week, and I continue to do walking to this day. And then all of a sudden, like, when you go to the bathroom a lot, it's all that water weight coming out of that. Mine was all trying to say it in the polite way, just flushing out my system. Let's put it that way. So when and then I realized too that I needed to drink water. A lot of water I was drinking with electrolytes in it, because when I was doing walking, the electrolytes, even to this day when I'm walking, I drink a lot of water, and that's probably the biggest contributing factor to the weight loss too. You got to drink water to refuel yourself. It helps keep you refreshed. It gives you a lot of energy, and I was taking a lot of vitamins back then. I laid off some of the vitamins for some reason or other. I don't know why. Maybe that might be part of the reason why I got dry, cracking feet right now. Right now what's going on, my feet are bleeding. I got a lot, not blisters, but they're cracking, and my feet are really, really dry, and it feels like I'm walking on razor blades when I'm walking. So I got half my feet, both of my feet all bandaged up in Band-Aids and bandages right now. I've been soaking the feet, it hasn't been helping. Doctor gave me some stuff there to put on my feet, but that hasn't really been helping. So I sent out for some special silicone stockings for the heels, and some other stockings I'm going to try. I don't know what to do if I can't walk right, and my feet get really that bad, and I'm going to have to eventually make an appointment with the doctor, go down to the emergency room and just say, hey, look, I can't walk anymore, and my feet feel like they're they're that bad. I mean, I pulled off a Band-Aid last night before I went to bed and put a fresh Band-Aid on, and there was blood underneath the Band-Aid. That's how bad my feet are. And and the other thing I'm thinking about doing, I'm thinking about scrapping my sneakers. I love wearing sneakers. I don't know if that's the issue right now, but next month when I get my next check, I'm going to go down to the they call it high country workwear in our city, and they have a lot of hiking boots and a lot of great, almost any possible thing you could think of for walking, hiking, and that sort of thing, and for emergency management and all that. So I want to go down there, and I want to invest in a couple $100 in a pair of boots, and I want them to properly measure my feet, and I want to get a pair of nice low cut boots, but I want something that's water resistance, and so when I'm walking, that my shoes don't get wet. And I like the low cut. I don't like the high cut ones, but I'll try on both, because my high cut, my right leg is still swollen. I have lipedema, and that's part of the issue why I can't wear compression stockings. I tried 5 or 6 different kinds of compression stockings. Nothing. I can't get anything on that foot, or that leg. So I just deal with it the best I can, and. So, that's what went on for that particular week, but enough said of all that. I hope you enjoy my first ever egg fast, and I am planning on doing another egg fast, maybe next week, maybe not next week, we'll see. But right now, I don't know about where you guys live, but price of eggs have gone up to like almost $10 a dozen. I'm not paying $10 a dozen for eggs. They can take them and shove them up there behind. So, I don't know. I guess some local people that I've been talking to and negotiating with about possibility of buying some eggs from some local farmers instead of the grocery store. If I can get them a little bit cheaper, I probably will. I'm looking to pick up about 6 dozen eggs every month, see what kind of deal they can give me, whether or not. But these eggs would be from the farm, and I know they'd be grass-fed, and not the store-bought eggs that I've been buying, the El Cheapos, and every now and then the organic eggs, I'll buy some when I can afford it. But I don't think I've ever tried really fresh farm eggs before, so that'd be kind of interesting. And I know they're healthier for you too. But I love eggs. I can eat them almost any time of day, and I'm constantly using eggs to cook with, so. But anyways, again, hope you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I did apologize for that other video that I just put up there. I referenced that week 200 something. I kind of messed up on that, but I forgot to correct it on the timeline when I edited the video. And there was a lot of noise background, as I recall, when I filmed that. Those are some of the issues I was having. And I was trying to clean that up there in Adobe Premiere. They have some things I can use from filters that I could put into the editing program that I learned that I had forgotten how to do that, and I went back to my notes, and it helps me to get rid of some of the background noise. And they have filters on the most editing software programs. I didn't know if you guys knew that, where you could just, if you have some background noise like a siren and something like that, you can edit that out if you're more of an advanced user like I am. But sometimes I just forget. And so anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoy the video. Talk to you guys later, and have a great day. Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ron's Weight Loss Journey, and I'm Ron. Well, today is March 6th. It's Saturday. It's a chilly day in the neighborhood, but we're still planning on doing some walking this afternoon. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please feel free to like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. So today's video topic is about the egg fast and how everything went. And I wanted to show you something that thought you'd be kind of funny. So, do you have like eggs coming out of your ears? Are you sick of eggs? I almost was going to take an egg and crack it over my head, because my wife thought I was cracked up when I was going to do this egg fast journey. So I'm going to put these down to show you that the kind of eggs that I bought were the organic free range eggs, and they were these. Okay, those are the eggs I ate all week. They were really delicious. So put those down. I have my notes. I'm going to grab a read off my notes and let you know how everything went. So if you hear any background noise or anything like that, I do live in an apartment, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ron's Weight Loss Journey, and I'm Ron. Well, today is March 6th, and it's also the day after of my 5-day journey on my first ever egg fast. And I must say that I did survive the egg fast. I'm still here. That little short cameo I did at the beginning of the video, by my 5th day I was pretty sick of eggs. But I did survive. I had some good results and some good information to share with you. The eggs that I was using were the organic eggs, and I'll put that up on the timeline. I used organic free range eggs, and I really enjoyed the egg fast during the course of the 5 days that I was on it. And so now I'm going to read my notes and just follow along. So on March 1st, day 1, now mind you, I filmed my weekly episode on Sunday and I posted on Monday. So when I actually do my weigh-in, sometimes it's on Sunday, and I use that for my weight. So on Sunday, when I weighed myself, I was 264.6 pounds, and that was the weight I was going by week 28. So Monday morning, when I wake up, I weighed myself just for giggles. I was 267.5 pounds. And I said, well, what the heck? Did I eat a pizza in my sleep overnight and gain 3 pounds while I was sleeping? So this morning, Saturday, same thing happened again. In the morning, I weighed myself. I was 262. And I was weighing myself on 3 different positions on the scale, and where do I need to be to weigh myself to get the accurate weight. I finally figured it out what was going on this morning. I wasn't weighing myself where I needed to be to get the accurate weight. When I figured that out, I weighed myself 3 different positions, and I got three numbers the same. So on the second time that I weighed myself from this morning, I was 264.6 pounds. But then when I re-weighed myself again, where I figured I was supposed to be, I was 258.9 pounds. So that means I lost 5, 6, 7 pounds for the week, something like that. But anyways, I'll put the correct information over the timeline. And so when I do my next video for Monday, and I'll have that information with the scale being in the 250s. Now, I want to tell you guys something. I haven't been down to 250 pounds since the early 1970s. So that's a huge achievement for me. And I felt terrific with this egg fast program. I went out walking every day. One day on Tuesday, and I'm going to talk, I got my notes, so I want to go by my notes. I'm just going by what I can think about without my notes. On Tuesday, we had terrible winds. It was 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It was cold. We had 4,000 to 5,000 people that lost their power. When I went down to the local gym, a tree came down right where I was driving to, the tree almost got my car, thank goodness. So I turned the car around the other way, and I got to the gym. The gym was open. They had power there. I did the bike for 30 minutes. And so, yeah, everything is good. So now I'm just going to read off my notes from the very first day. And I had talked about my weight. So in the morning, I made bulletproof coffee. Usual coffee, how I make it, I didn't have any heavy cream in. I had to put the regular cream that I used. But then Tuesday, later on that day, we went shopping. And I bought some heavy cream, and then I started drinking my coffee with heavy cream because the egg fast calls for heavy cream. So I had the heavy cream on Tuesday, but on Monday when we had the bulletproof coffee, we put some of that Kerrygold butter, for a tablespoon of that, and it was okay. But I don't care for the bulletproof coffee, and I'm not going to make it no more because I just don't like it. And but I did drink that, and I typically drink about 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day, sometimes 4. But I've been having really agitated problems, so I'm going to start cutting back to my coffee to 1 and maybe even switching over to a decaf to see if that helps me any better. But that was the bulletproof coffee. Now, what do we have for day one? So day one, we made egg bites in the Instant Pot, and those were oh my gosh, those were the best. So I took 6 eggs, some everything bagel seasoning, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, some salt and pepper to taste, the pink Himalayan salt, and I mixed it all in, and then I poured it into the silicone containers. 10 minutes in the Instant Pot, and they came out, they popped out nice and easy. I filmed all this, but the problem with filming, when I moved my camera out of position, when I was filling in the silicone containers, I actually accidentally shut off the camera, and I thought I was filming it, and so I missed that operation part of it, and this is why I hadn't been filming any recipes up now, because I'm still trying to figure it out. So I figured out part of it this week. So this coming month, we're going to send out for an overhead tripod that connects to your cutting board for the mobile camera. And I'm going to try filming it that way. And hopefully I'll have better results than filming it. Now, mind you guys, I'm by myself when I'm filming, so I don't get any help. And it's hard to film with one hand and cook it with the other hand when you actually do need both hands to film. I did have the tripod going, but I couldn't get a really good video with the tripod because of the way the countertop is situated. So when I get that overhang tripod there, then I'm going to really start pushing out some recipes on my YouTube channel. I've eaten a day to help you guys lose weight if you want to follow along that way. So I broke that down to 2 meals. I had 3 eggs in the morning. That's all I had. Now, mind you, I fast. I do a 16-8 fast. I don't start eating before 11 in the morning. So I waited till about noontime before I ate. So I had 3 eggs, and I was wicked full after the 3 eggs. And then I had 1 Coke Zero, and late in the afternoon, around 5 o'clock, I finished up the other 4 eggs because it made 7. So I had a total of 7 of the eggs, 7 egg fast bites, 7 egg bites made in an Instant Pot, and then that made a total of 7 egg bites using 6 eggs. And I put 1 ounce of cheddar cheese, measured out the cheddar cheese on the scale. And another thing I've been learning about myself that I hadn't been, and the reason why I hadn't been losing as much weight as I could have been is because when I thought I was weighing out like a portion control, like an ounce of cheese, I was weighing too much. And I realized that I had the setting on the wrong scale for what I needed to weigh from the past. So I learned a lot about myself and my eating habits over this course of this 5-day egg fast. So that was that. Now, what I did for activity that week for Monday, I went over to the downtown area. I walked a mile downtown. I drove my car to the downtown area, and I took some photographs along the way, a few selfies along the way, and it was a really great experience, talking to a lot of people. I have over 2,700 Facebook followers, and I met most of those people. And every time I'm walking, people are tuning on at me, asking me how things are going, and sometimes they'll pull over and talk to me for an hour or two, and then I continue walking. Yeah, so it's been a really good experience. And the other thing about that, my weight loss journey, I put myself out there publicly, and it wasn't easy for me to do that because I thought that would be my best chance to lose the weight, and you have to get support to lose weight. I can't stress that enough. And another most important thing is take plenty of photographs before and afterwards. Even if you don't want to post them or share them, you'll be glad you did. And I've been a videographer for our city for like several years now, and I film for our local studio, and I film almost everything in the city of Leominster that I could film to help those guys out, and I just enjoy filming. And when I struggle to get around from left to right and right to left using half a dozen different cameras for concerts and stuff I've done over the years, I realized a lot of it was my weight now, being on my weight loss journey. And I'll post some photographs over the timeline of my activities and some stuff I've been talking about. So now we're going to move on to day 2. Well, day 2 went really well. I had 3 coffees, regular with no Oh, by the way, and I use monk fruit on my for my choice of sweetener, and I really love that. I buy them in these little single packages and put one in the morning. And day two, we did have the heavy whipping cream in. It wasn't whipping cream; it was just heavy cream. Noontime, we made 3 fried eggs over easy, and then we made another 3 while we had the pan out for the afternoon. So I prepped my meal for the afternoon, and that was a pretty simple day there. Now, for walking, we didn't go walking outside because it was too cold. So that was the earlier post that I was talking about. That we went to the gym that day. We did 30 minutes on the bike, and we felt really great that day. By day 2, I started noticing that I had tons and tons of energy in me. I hadn't had that kind of energy surge in me since around, say, September when I was doing keto when I first started. So I said, man, I got to get out there and get moving. And my body right now, I feel terrific. Even my back feels really good. And I started taking electrolytes there. I forgot I wasn't doing enough electrolytes, and that was part of my body being cramped up at nighttime and my legs and everything. And then I'm realizing, boy, how important it is. Jess is right from Keto Rewind. You have to take electrolytes and vitamins and everything that you really need. And so she's got a number of great posts, and even Stephy from the Incredible Shrink and Stephy, and she's got a Facebook support group too there, the Shrinkables, and I'll put all that information and links below the video so you can follow along with them. These are awesome ladies that you know that all we want to do is just help people to get healthy. That's all it is. But yeah, so that's what we did for activity for day 2. Now we're going to go on to day 3. I got my notes here, so I'm just looking down on them so I can know what they, I was writing notes every day and how everything went. Now we come up to day 3. I made my usual coffee in the morning, and I made egg bites again. And I really love the egg bites, but I didn't mix them up enough. They tasted okay, but I had put too much spice in, but I still ate them anyways, and I was fine with that. And I had tons and tons of energy on day 3. So I went walking up the Doyle Estate. Now that was one of my favorite hiking places over the course of the summer this past year, and it was really, really, really icy. So when I got up to the rock formation, I sat down on the rock, and I was showing. I bought some of these shoe spikes for walking on ice so I don't slip. But even so, I was really, really vigilant, and I was walking baby steps because I almost slipped once and almost fell once, and but I got through it. I walked 1.5 miles that day, and I took a lot of photographs along the way, and I'm going to put some of these photographs up over the timeline while I'm talking. But you're gonna really love it. We're so blessed in our city to have all these hiking trails, and that day also in the morning, I went over to where they're putting in a bike trail in our city, and it's going to connect to our neighboring city of Fitchburg. And the guy was telling me, it says he didn't want me in the general area because of the construction going on, but I took a tiny small bit of video and a couple of photographs, and then I left the area. But that's in addition to being a bike trail, you can just walk that trail. It's going to be really safe. You don't have to worry about cars or anything. So that'll give me another great option to go walking. So we got through that, and I'm just looking at my notes to see if there's anything else I want to add from day 3. Oh, on day 3, okay. So we did the 1 mile. Oh yeah. So in addition to the Doyle Estate, I had so much energy in me after I came home and had my second meal and my egg bites. I actually walked down to the downtown. I didn't drive down to the downtown, and I took a lot of photographs of the downtown. And I walked another 1.5 miles there. So then when I got home, I put on my sweaties, and I laid down for a little while to stretch my back. And about 6 o'clock at night, the fire alarm went on here, and I couldn't use the elevator, so I went downstairs. So we had a fire downstairs on the second floor that took out 3 apartments. And somebody had left something on the stove unattended, and so I walked downstairs and I walked back upstairs. So I had a really, really lot of exercise that day. In fact, I walked 3 miles that day, so I felt really, really good that day, and I still feel good today, Saturday. So, and that took care of day 3. Now here we are on day 4. Day 4, 2 more morning coffees. I had the leftover egg bites for dinner. Here was something interesting. Um, so for my lunch meal late in the day, I made egg loaf, something called the egg loaf. It consists of 6 eggs, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and a stick of butter. And I did it all in the food processor. But if you do that, make sure that you soften up your butter and soften up your cream cheese for about at least 20 minutes before you put it in the food processor. And then I added some cinnamon, and they said you could have added some keto approved sweetener and some vanilla extract or some cornbread extract, which I probably could have added, but I didn't. I wanted to keep it simple, and you could have even added blueberries in there for the or strawberries into the food processor. And I'll do that the next time I make those. But those are absolutely delicious. So you put them in a small pan, and I sprayed the pan with avocado so it wouldn't stick. And then I put it on for 350 degrees on a preheated oven for 40 minutes until they were cooked. And it kind of looked like custard. That's what it reminded me of, like a custard. And the top of it came out nice and golden brown. And I thought they were delicious. I'll make those again in a heartbeat. And like I said, next time I make them, I'm going to just change them up and add blueberries to them. But when I ate that for my second meal, the very next day, I had those twice that day to finish up the rest of them. What I did was I cut them up into 9 little squares and divided them by that way. And the link I'll share below the video on how those are actually made and where I actually got the recipe from. So that took care of day 4. I'm just trying to figure out where I went walking with day 4. Oh, day 4, walking exercise. So, and it continued to being very, very cold in the city. So day 4, I ended up going down to Shoreland Farms to assess the situation. And that's another one of our hiking trails that we have. I absolutely love it there. It's an apple orchard. Had a lot of apples this past fall over there. I would grab 1 or 2 off the tree on occasion and put them in my pocket and go walking a couple of miles for energy. And yeah, I know apples are not keto approved, but when you're walking, I had to have some sugar in me, and it kind of like and I only had a couple bites out of the apples, so I did that. I went up to Shoreland Farms. Shoreland Farms was really, really cold and blustery. It was very, very windy. So I only made it like an hour around the apple orchard. I did 1.5 miles that day, and I was really, really cold, and I just needed to go home and just say, okay, to heck with it. I had the heat pad on me all day when I got home to get the chill out of my back. But I made it, and I got through day 4, and I was feeling terrific. When I weighed myself on pre-weigh-in, I almost was down 6 pounds, and I felt really good. Now we're going to go on to day 5. So day 5, the final day of the egg fast. Well, I finished up the leftover egg loaf, and I had 3 eggs over easy in the afternoon, and then I had my 3 coffees in the morning. Now for walking exercise, I went walking to another hiking trail here we have in our city. It's called Barrett Park. The last time I was down there was Sunday this past week, and it was too muddy, so we said the heck with it. So when I went down there yesterday, which was Friday, it was the ground was nice and hot, and it was no ice on it, and I didn't have to worry about it. So I walked around the entire perimeter once. That was about a little bit over a mile and a half actually, according to my step tracker. And so when I walked around the park, I took a few photographs along the way, and I'll put those up on the timeline. And so that was really good. So then in the afternoon, I still had this surge of energy in me. I couldn't get over it. So my wife and I went down to our local mall area, and I walked another mile over there. So yesterday I ended up with 2.5 miles of walking and over 5,000 steps. I felt terrific. So we ended up going to a local market basket store Friday, and they said, I was getting kind of hungry because I only had 1 meal in me at that point during the day, and I hadn't had any meat in me all week. And I said, how do you feel about a chicken tonight? And he goes, yeah, let's have a chicken today. So by this time I had so much eggs in me for the course of the week. I just didn't feel like having eggs anymore. So I was really craving fried chicken, and they do make fried chicken in the deli area over there, but they all they had was the buffalo spicy chicken wings, and I didn't want those. So we ended up getting a rotisserie chicken. I ended up beating half of the chicken breast on one side and a drumstick on that side, and so yeah, so that's what I had there, and I'm gonna have to get going pretty soon because my friend Mary is texting me. But I wanted to share my results this week and let you know how it's going. And I can't thank Stephy enough from the incredible Shrinkables Stephy and on her YouTube channel, and Keto Rewind, Jessica Freeman from her channel, and her and I are planning on meeting this summer on her visit and then to her camp up in New Hampshire and go hiking up that mountain, Mount Monadnock. And so things are going to be really good this summer. I'm planning on doing some skydiving later on this summer. So I started the week at 267 pounds and down to 262. So I actually lost between 5 and 6 pounds for the week, and I'm okay with that. And like I said, I feel terrific. And would I ever do this again? Absolutely, I'd do it again. Now, there's a guy that actually wrote the book on keto and actually names it keto, and his name is Jimmy Moore. He did a 30-day egg fast, and I go, nah, I can't do a 30-day egg fast. So but every now and then to change it up, I will do that. Now, what's next for Ron after the egg fast? Well, we're gonna go carnivore for 3 or 4 days, and then we're gonna do the regular keto for the rest of the week because I do like vegetables, and we're going to try to keep changing it up to guess my body as to what's going on, just to make it interesting. But I'm going to let you guys go. Stay tuned for Sunday's or Monday's video for week 29 and what we got planned for this coming week. We got 60-degree weather coming up and a lot of hiking planned. But anyways, you guys are amazing. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to follow some other YouTube subscribers, Jessica Freeman from Keto Rewind. She's an awesome lady. Absolutely, she's the one that got me going on keto to begin with, starting my weight loss journey. And then over the last few months, I came across Stephy from the incredible Shrinking Stephies and her Facebook support group. The incredible, I know what the name is. I just can't think of it on the top of my head. I forget to write it on my notes, but I'll put the link in below the tagline and below the video where you can find her from. But she's also an awesome lady. I suggest following those two YouTubers for now. And there's many other YouTube channels that pretty much are doing the same thing. And be watching for my next video. Remember, you guys are amazing.